Hey everyone, welcome back. Andrew here. Flash photographers always wonder when they put their flash away on a light stand like this, shooting studio style, how do you know what is the power to use on this flash? How far to put this light stand away from the subject? What is the aperture, shutter, ISO to use on the camera? There's an easy trick for this. Stay on, I'll teach you how to do this. Alright, some technical backstory. When you take your flash and mount it on a light stand like this on a swivel, you are shooting slave mode or remote mode, which means that this camera and the flash have to trigger this flash. Now look at this lighting diagram. This is you, this is the subject, this is where the light stand is. This is your slave flash. So what happens is, how do you know how far to put this? How much power to set on this flash? And that determines how much of aperture, shutter, ISO that you need to do. In reality, you need to choose your aperture first, your ISO and your shutter speed, and then go up to this flash to set the distance and the power. If you haven't watched this episode, I strongly advise that you watch this episode. In fact, the best way to learn this is to head on to my e-learning website here and check out this course and this subscription course. So the first thing I'm going to decide is where I'm going to shoot her. I'm going to shoot her exactly like this from this angle. Now let's study the natural lighting. The light comes from this side because the sun is out here. And there is a wall here, that's why this side of the face looks dark. So where I'm going to put my flash? I can either put it here or here. The best logical way is to put a flash stand right here. But if I put it here, you will see that I have less than 8 feet. I have less than 6 feet in fact. Which means that I have to put my flash right here. And if you look at this, this is about 5 or 6 feet away from her, not 8 feet. So the first 8 we couldn't fulfill, which is to put the flash 8 feet away from each ear. But no worries, I'm still going to come to this flash and set it to 1/8 of a power, which is the second 8. And the third 8, f8 on my camera, and I always ensure that when I use this 888 rule, the ISO stays at 200 first. And my shutter speed, I'm going to start with 100. And let's see what we get. The first shot I get, a girl looking blue like this. The background is blue, the shirt is blue, the face is blue. What was wrong here? Precisely, my Kelvin white balance was not set correctly. So what was I on my camera? Let's see. And you're right, the Kelvin is 3000. So here's what we learned, 888, but you still got to ensure that your white balance is either on automatic on Kelvin, which is 5200. Let's try now. So let's study this shot. Number one, the subject looks overexposed because she is standing less than 8 feet away from the light stand. Secondly, the background is too dark. That means the shutter speed is too high. So how do we solve this problem? You have two ways. The laziest way is not to walk up to the light and reduce the power. What I'm going to do is come to my f value, which is f8. I'm going to make her darker by one stop. So one more stop darker than f8 is f11. Let me show you this shot. And you realize that she's now correctly exposed. But here's the problem. When I do that, the aperture opening is becoming smaller. That makes the background even darker. So I can't change my f number anymore. The only way I can make the background brighter is to go up to my camera and reduce the f number. 1/100, I'm going to bring it down to 1/30 of a second. Hold my camera still. And when I do this, you notice that you now get a beautifully exposed photo. Let's do the second way. So in method one, what I did was that I refused to walk to the light because I was lazy to get up. And I increased my f number from f8 to f11. But you could see the problem. When I do that, the depth of field become more. You can see things sharper. And at the same time, the background became darker too. And I had to bring down the shutter speed to 1/30th. Not a really good approach. So the right way is to come to this flash. And can you remember it was at 1/8 of a power because of 888? So what I need to do is to bring the power down to 1/16, like what I've done here. Let's see what happens. So my camera is 1/8. The distance is no longer 8 feet. and I come to the flash and bring the power down to 1/16 of a power. ISO 200 f8, 6 feet away, but the power now is no longer 1/8 of a power on the flash, which is 1/16 now. Let's see what we get. Good, she is now correctly exposed, but the background is still dark. So how do I make this brighter? Remember, the ambient or the background is controlled by your shutter speed. So I'm going to go to my shutter speed and bring this down to 1/30th. Bigger smile. And done. Take a look at this shot. This is the one where we reduce the power of the light from 1/8 to 1/16. And this shot is where we remain the power of the flash at 1/8, but we brought up the f value to f11. So you notice that this one, the background is sharper because of the higher depth of field. This one, the exposure is correct too, but you maintain the depth of field. So what do you learn? You learn that when you use an external flash mounted on a light stand like this, studio photography style, there's so many ways you can do this. Now I want to hear your comment. This is my question. Are they the same when I use f8 with a lower flash power compared to I use f11 with the same flash power 1/8? Which one is your preferred way of doing? So I want to hear your comment right down at the bottom. If you love this video, stay tuned because we're coming up with more videos on how you can make 888 even more powerful.